Good day, everyone. Welcome to the TOEIC Reading Practice, Part 7, Reading Comprehension with the topic, Forms, Charts, and Graphs. I am Teacher Addie, and I'll be your teacher for today. In this part, we will be reading and analyzing passages related to forms, charts, and graphs to answer the questions. Therefore, it requires good comprehension. We are done with advertisement and business correspondence in the previous episode. Now, let's move on to the other types of passages found in the TOEIC test apart from those two, namely forms, charts, and graphs. The definition of form is the shape of a person, animal, or thing, or a piece of paperwork that needs to be filled out. It could be a document, printed or electronic, with spaces in which to write or enter data. In this episode, we will talk about a piece of paperwork that was filled out. For example, a bank withdrawal form as shown in the picture. Now, let's have the charts. A chart is a diagram, picture, or graph which is intended to make information easier to understand. Also, it's a sheet of information in the form of a table, graph, or diagram. These are examples of charts. We have here a graph, a table, and a diagram. Are you confused between charts and graphs? Don't worry, we'll get to that in a minute. Moving on, we have graphs. A graph can be defined as a pictorial representation or a diagram that represents data or values in an organized manner. The points on the graph often represent the relationship between two or more things. On this example, it shows a graph representing the relationship between the number of supplies and type of school supplies. Don't be confused between charts and graphs, since graphs are one type of chart, but not the only type of chart. In other words, all graphs are charts, but not all charts are graphs. In the previous episode, we discussed the strategies used in answering the TOEIC exam. Let's review them. Number 1, read quickly and efficiently. Number 2, read the questions before you read the passage. Number 3, do not read the answers before you read the passage. Number 4, if you cannot answer a question, read the 4 answer options. Scan the passage, meaning look over the passage very quickly and look for these 4 options. The option may be a synonym or a paraphrase of the correct answer. Number 5, the questions follow the sequence of the passage. The answer to the first question is found in the first part of the passage. The answer to the second question is found after that. In double passages, however, you need information in both texts to answer one or more of the questions. And always remember that the answer might not follow the sequence of the text, unlike in the single passage. Number 6. For double passage questions, check both passages for similar information. The information may be contradictory or more information might be added. In that way, you can find the answers to the questions related to forms, charts, and graphs. So there you go for our strategies. And now, let's move on to our practice exercises. Read carefully and try to guess the answers. For questions 1 to 3, refer to the following form. Read the passage silently and of course as quickly as you can for 10 seconds. And let's answer the questions. You may also pause this video if you need more time to read. The time starts now. Time's up. Let's answer question number 1. How did the customers rate the food? Where can this form be found? Yes, this is a form found in a restaurant. Here, there are 3 things that the customers must fill in. First 2 for rating the server and the food, and the third one is for the other comments. But the question is asking about the rate of the food. There are 4 choices: excellent, good, fair, and poor. What was the customer's rating? It's letter D. Question number 2. Which of the following describes Julie? Where can the answer to this question be found? Correct. It is in the bottom part of the form, the one to be filled with other comments. We can't answer slow because it is mentioned that the customer waited for a long time on their food. Fair is not mentioned in the comment. Lastly, angry. This is because the fish was not well cooked. The answer can be found on the first line of the comment describing the server. The answer is letter B, friendly. Question number 3. The word server is closest in meaning to. A server is first defined as a person or thing that provides a service or commodity. Letter A cannot be the answer because this form is not talking about computers. Letter B, the customer, is the one who orders or being provided for. And a cashier is the one who collects the money from the customers. Therefore, the answer is letter C, a waitress. For questions 4 to 6, refer to the following chart. Read the passage silently and of course as quickly as you can for 10 seconds, and let's answer the questions. You may also pause this video if you need more time to read. The time starts now. Time's up. Let's answer question number 4. What does this chart show? If you notice, on the first column from the right are the names of stores. The second column indicates the months that they earned a lot because of the words most profitable. The third column are the months when they did not earn much, as it is labeled as least successful. When the names of the stores are paired with the columns labeled as most profitable and least successful, they can only be pointed as sales. And the answer is letter A, the best and worst months for sales. Question number 5. Which business has a very good month followed by its worst one? The first store did not have their consecutive months as good and worst since March is 8 months far from December. Blink's Construction Co., in the same manner, is 4 months far from December. Lastly, Lynx Timber had their good month 7 months before their worst month. The end of the year is December and is followed by the first month of the next year, which is January. So the answer is letter D, Green's Outdoor Clothing. Next, question number 6. What month is not good for business? Let's look at the third column from the right, which is labeled as least successful, since the question is asking the information on least profitable month. Here, we have a month which determined least successful for 3 out of 4 stores. The answer is, good job, it's letter C, December. For questions 7 to 10, refer to the following graph. Read the passage silently and of course as quickly as you can for 10 seconds, and let's answer the questions. You may also pause this video if you need more time to read. Your time starts now. Time's up. Let's answer question number 7. The word represents is closest in meaning to. First, let's define represent. It means a symbol or embodiment of a particular quality or thing, and can also mean having a particular signification, which all but one of the choices is a synonym, and that is letter B, stands for. Question number 8. Who had the highest sales in the first quarter? Looking at this bar graph, each quarters include 3 bars with different colors representing each person that can be seen in the bottom part of the graph. We are looking for the highest sales in the first quarter. The highest sales goes up in the y-axis or the vertical data on the graph until between 50 and 60. This bar is in color green, which leads us to the answer, letter C, A, rain. Question number 9. How much money in sales did C. Smith have in the third quarter? Here, the question focuses on the person, which is represented by different colors, namely blue for B. Jones, red for C. Smith, and green for A. Rain. We need to look at C. Smith's sales in the third quarter. The numbers on y-axis represent $1,000 of sales. Looking at the third quarter, the red bar that represents C. Smith goes up until the line on 60. Therefore, the answer is letter D, $60,000. Last but not the least, question number 10. How many months does this graph represent? The x-axis in this bar graph represents each quarter. Each quarter represents 3 months. Basically, since there are 4 quarters in this graph composed by 3 months, it will be 4 multiplied by 3, so the answer is letter D, 12. That's it for today, everyone. I hope you learned from today's lesson. Thank you and see you in the next episode.